Hey, Shalom, fam. How's everybody doing today? It's good to see everybody. It's good to see everybody. So today's class, we're going to deal with the history of fornication. I'm not sure the title is. It's going to be somewhere around dealing with the history of fornication. So let's go ahead and open up with Romans chapter 15, verse 4.
Romans chapter 15, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
They were written for what?
For our learning.
So those things that are written aforetime in the scriptures, written for us to read and learn from. Come on.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Right. So hope in what? To get delivered out of these said evils and the pending destruction. So let's go back. Let's go to Genesis. So we want to go to the Genesis, which is the beginning. So go to Genesis chapter 3. So let's go ahead and get this. Yes, sir. Verse 1. Verse 1.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
So this isn't a literal serpent. This is talking about the spirit on a man is very subtle, crafty spirit. More subtle than any other nations in the garden. Come on.
Which the Lord God had made.
Uh-huh.
And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
Right, so now he didn't bedazzle it with that. Didn't God say you shouldn't eat of every tree in the garden? You want to say something, officer?
No, that's right.
Right, come on.
Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
Right, so this was a setup question right here that he set her up with. Because she was trying to say, no, we can eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. Come on.
But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
You see that? So the mind has already been pondering on it. Come on.
And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die.
You see that seed that got sown? You not going to die. Come on.
Verse 5. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
The problem with this is Adam was already a god on the earth. So it says, and ye shall be gods. Meaning what? She wanted to be on par with the man. Come on.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise.
To do what?
To make one wise.
Nobody eat no food and to make you wise. So this is talking about doctrine, idolatry. Come on.
She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her.
So she ended up giving it to, sharing it with Adam, and guess what?
And he did eat.
And he went right behind it. So let's go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14. So to show what this thing really is, let's expound on this thing. Because we got to go back to the beginning and see where all this stuff started from for us to learn what was written and those things that happened aforetime so we don't fall into those same traps today. So let's go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14. Read verse 12.
Wisdom of Solomon 14, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
You see that? The devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. Come on.
And the invention of them, the corruption of life.
Right. So what happened as a result of when Eve partook of that and shared it with her husband? What happened? Anybody know what happened? What happened to us?
Shalom, sir.
Shalom.
We came mortal, so we could die.
Right. Corruption was sown. Corruption was sown in the earth. Let's go to wisdom. Stay in wisdom. Let's go to 1. Let's go to 1. Yeah, chapter 1, and we're gonna go to 13. We're just gonna get to the point. Watch this.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 13.
Uh-huh.
For God made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living.
Because everything was meant to, all of creation was good and was meant to be forever. Come on.
For he created all things that they might have their being.
You see that? He created all things that they might have their being. Come on.
And the generations of the world were healthful.
And the generations were healthy. Everything was healthy, green, vibrant, all that. Come on.
And there was no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth.
So when that happened, the kingdom of death came and set up shop on the earth. Understand, death is a kingdom. That's why when you read in Revelation, it says he's going to throw death and hell into the lake of fire. It's going to be no more corruption. And the man presiding over this present world has the keys to that. Why you think the ozone is dying and all that? We don't want to segue, but that's the whole point. There's a kingdom of death on the earth right now as a result of what took place back then from spiritual fornication. Come on.
For righteousness is immortal.
You see that? Because God gave the mission to Adam to teach righteousness on the whole planet. It says righteousness is immortal. Come on.
But ungodly men with their works and words called it to them.
Meaning death. Come on.
For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught and made a covenant with it, because they are worthy to take part with it.
Right. So that's the wages of sin. So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. So we stay in context with the history. So that's just letting you know when that happened, the kingdom of death came on the earth, and there's corruption and all manners of evil all upon the earth. So let's jump to verse 22. Wisdom of Solomon 14:22.
Wisdom of Solomon 14, verse 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God.
Come on.
But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance.
Right. So our people, especially today, live in a great war of ignorance. Come on.
Those so great plagues called they peace.
Right. This corruption, this pollution on the earth, we call it peace today. Come on.
For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices.
We got Planned Parenthood doing that right now as we speak. Come on.
Or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites.
That goes into all your them cultic party, what they call them things, them eyes wide shut things, and all types of mess they be doing at them. Oh, the rap parties. No, man, you know where they be having the where they invite all the actors and actresses out and they be having all that
Hollywood.
Yeah, the Hollywood parties. That's right. The jumps that Cat Williams put out there. Come on.
Gay parties.
Right.
Verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
Right, because you hearing accounts about this stuff going on in Hollywood. They got the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. All this lewdness, everything is defiled. Come on.
But either one slew another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery.
Right, and now they got memes of Will Smith out there with the sad face and all that.
Talking about entanglement.
Yeah, that right there. Read that again.
He's known that his wife cheats on him.
Right.
That's what he's known for right now.
All the great movies and all that. Now that's the brother and wife that bang other dudes.
And he allows it.
Damn. Super simp. Read that again.
But either slew one another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery.
Right, we got a present example of that. Come on.
So that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns,
right?
Defiling of souls.
Defiling of souls. That's your spiritual fornication, your idolatry. Come on.
Changing of kind.
Now we got transgenders all over the place now.
Disorder in marriages.
You got disorders in marriage, whether it be adultery or men and men, women and women, as a result of what took place back then. Come on.
Adultery and shameless uncleanness. For the worshiping of idols.
For what?
For the worshiping of idols.
Let's go back to what we read in the beginning. Come on.
Not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
Damn, that right there is the beginning. Read that again.
For the worshiping of idols.
So idolatry.
Not to be named.
Because the Lord not naming all them foolish gods out there.
Is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
You see that? That's what I talk about. And you read in Revelation, the image of the beast, his mark. That's the culminate. This kingdom right now is the culmination of all previous kingdoms on the earth. We're going to cover that with this fornication.
Read 26 again. And then go back down to 27, because this is talking about the worshiping of idols.
Right.
If y'all understand, right? So let's speed it up to today's time, right? Who's the idol on the earth to our females? Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce, Jada Pinkett. These are women that are
The
idols
white
to
woman.
The white woman. These are women that are idols to our women. And you got rappers like the Baby and all this other stuff that's idols to our men. Read 26.
Verse 26, disquieting of good men,
Uh-huh.
forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind, disorder in marriages.
Disorder in marriages. So you got brothers that are having trouble in their marriages and stuff, and sisters having trouble in their marriages. Why? Because they watch TV wholeheartedly and they're worshiping these people. They're following these people's characteristics. That's what these idols is teaching you. Go ahead.
Adultery and shameless uncleanness.
Shameless uncleanness. That's clearly Megan Thee Stallion. Cardi B. Shameless. These women are shameless.
I seen a tweet or wasn't a tweet, it was a news article where some woman peed on somebody on the damn stage.
See what I'm saying? Like it's crazy out here.
Some
And
rock concert.
And it's crazy. And verse 27 is solidifying verse 26. It's telling you that the worshiping of these idols is everything that they did right above in 26. Go ahead.
For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
So all this evil that's being said on the earth and all this evil that's being put out amongst our people is because why? They worshiping these idols. These people that they set up as idols in their mind.
Right. And
Fornication. Go ahead.
yeah, and that spiritual fornication is heavy. We're going to jump up a little bit. We're going to go to Jeremiah, then we're going to go back. So I just wanted to show you that this spiritual fornication is real. We're going to go to Jeremiah chapter 3. We're going to read 6 to 10. So showing you that this idolatry, spiritual fornication, and actually physical fornication, it's all almost one and the same. Just this physical aspect is just a manifestation of what's going on spiritually in the mind. Right. So let's read that.
Jeremiah 3, verse 6. And the Lord said also unto me, in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel hath done? She is gone up upon every high mountain.
It said what?
She is gone up upon every high mountain.
It says she is gone up. Israel is a woman in this context, is gone up upon every high mountain, meaning all manners of idolatry. Come on.
And under every green tree. And there hath played the harlot.
Done what?
Hath played the harlot.
And all manners of idolatry, playing the spiritual hoe. Come on.
And I said after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me. But she returned not.
She what?
She returned not.
Come on.
And her treacherous sister Judah saw it.
Damn. Come on.
And
that's Southern Kingdom.
And I saw when all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away.
That's Northern Kingdom getting cast off. We read that in the history in Kings. Come on.
I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also.
So Northern and Southern Kingdom was all in idolatry, spiritual fornication, adultery against the Most High. Come on.
And it came to pass through the lightness of her whoredom that she defiled the land.
Damn.
And committed adultery with stones and with stocks.
Worshiping all this madness, stones, stocks. Now what is the crucifix? What that?
Cobble, all that.
Yeah, all that. Cobblestone today. Come on.
And yet, for all this, her treacherous sister Judah hath not returned unto me with her whole heart, but feignedly, saith the Lord.
Right. That's your Christian church today. So we're going to touch on that, but let's go back to history. We're going to go back to the beginning. Pull up the article called 10 Facts About Sex in Egypt. And I want to focus on fact 1 and 5. So, these are the things that are going on and that our people, this is a history of our people. So let's pull this up.
8 surprising facts about the love life of the ancient Egyptians. The ancient Egyptians respected women, used birth control, and practiced premarital sex.
All right. So now let's go on down to fact number 1.
Fact number 1. Virginity was not important.
We see that today. Women, the young girls, especially the young boys, you get shamed out if you're a virgin.
Yeah, if you pass 16 and you a virgin, it's a problem.
Right, especially back in
That's
the
in
day, you
these
was
days.
getting fried all the way up. I don't know about today, you know, with the anti-bullying campaign, but back in the day, you was getting flamed. So that right there is one of the things that America adopted. Roll on down to fact number 5. So it says virginity is not important. Look at this right here. No,
Number 5, there was no social stigma for being divorced.
hold on. Is this the 10 facts about sex in Egypt? Is this the one? Go back to the top. No, go to the 10 facts. It's 10 facts.
Thanks, IT.
Yeah. But that one, we're going to get that one. That one, that's a good one, but I want to get this one first, so we're in order.
Appreciate
Y'all
you,
going this, yeah, it should be 10 facts. So, you know, IT can't count to 10.
You know, plus 2, 8. Plus
Yeah,
2.
8 plus 2.
There we go.
So it's all good.
We love our IT.
Right, I know. I threw a lot at him. So it's up there. I know it's over there. It's right there. It's 10 facts. It
Let me
should have
get Leviticus 18 while we wait for them to pull that up. 18 and 3. No, 2. Start at 2.
Hold on. We before we get there,
Okay.
we
All right,
going.
go ahead.
We going. We able to get it up? I know it's over there. Hold up. I got you. So bear with us. You know, we having issues with the IT. So we gonna, you know, we gotta anoint that station over there with oil. Let me see. Give me 1 second. We gonna take care of them. Let me see. You know what? Did I send that over? That might be T. I'm gonna resend it. I got it here on my phone.
Does it say that they don't teach you in school? Is that it?
Yeah, I think it's yeah. 10 facts about sex and ancient if they didn't teach you in school. Yeah, my fault. I wrote it down, but yeah, watch this though. This right here.
10 facts about sex in ancient Egypt they didn't teach you at school.
They don't even teach you us in the black community. Roll down to fact number 1.
Number 1, the beginning of creation was by masturbation.
That thing right there. That says the beginning of creation was about masturbation. That's the foolishness that's going on. Roll on down. No. Go back up. We're gonna read some of that. Go back up. Up in the first one right there.
The very first Egyptian god was Atum, who created himself. He had no wife, so in order to beget his children, Shu and Tefnut, he masturbated. The term that the god's hand came to be associated with females over time.
Damn.
Since Atum's hand played the female role in the original creation.
And you know what? That right there was something heavy in ancient Egypt. And guess what? Brothers deal with that today. Said, brother, that's the God hand, brother. So what we gonna do? We gonna go to Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 14. Brothers talking about the God hand. Y'all brothers better chill.
You said brothers out here trying to create their own universe?
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
Brothers out here. So we're going to get this real quick.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 verse 14.
So let's see what the scriptures got to say about that.
And blessed is the eunuch.
And what?
Blessed is the eunuch.
So it's the scripture says, blessed is the eunuch. Let's get a little understanding on the eunuch. Let's get that in... What is that, the eunuch? Is that about the maid eunuchs? Matthew 19 and 12, I think. I think it's Matthew 19. You know, so I don't have the best memory, but I'm pretty sure it's Matthew. Yep, okay.
Matthew 19 verse 12.
Come on.
For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb.
Meaning they had a problem with, you know, something happened with their stones when they was born. Come on.
And there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men.
Right, like you look at Daniel. He was made a eunuch. You know, they cut off your testicles. You know, the one day was George Washington Carver. You know, when you think about the time during our enslavement here, like the chattel slavery. Come on.
And there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake.
So that's the brothers and sisters that come in here and repent. Say, you know what, I'm going to quit fornicating. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to hold off and I'm going to do things the right way. And Lord's will, I get married. If I don't, I can contain. So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 14.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
And blessed is the eunuch which with his hands hath wrought no iniquity.
What?
Which with his hands hath wrought no iniquity.
Not the God hand that we learned in ancient Egypt. The scriptures say, blessed is the eunuch. Read that again.
And blessed is the eunuch,
The person that's abstaining from sex for the kingdom's sake.
which with his hands hath wrought no iniquity.
What's that talking about? What y'all think that's talking about? How can a eunuch bring iniquity with his hands? That's crystal clear. That's crystal clear. Come on.
Nor imagine wicked things against God.
Now, what would be them wicked imaginations? Yeah. Brothers is quiet. Come on.
For unto him shall be given the special gift of faith.
It's what?
Unto him shall be given the special gift of faith.
So you got brothers that's abstaining from that. This is a special gift of faith, especially in these times with just the high volume. Everything is sexualized in America. Everything. It's not overt like it was during the time of Greece and Rome, which we're going to go through all that as well. But now it's more subtle, but it's everywhere. You buying a car, they got a naked woman on there. You know what I'm saying? You know, what was the one commercial that Bishop
ad.
played with the woman? She had the Drano commercial.
Oh,
She in there talking about getting both pipes cleaned or something like that.
he was confused.
Right. Come on.
And an inheritance in the temple of the Lord more acceptable to his mind.
Read it again from the top. So we got to get the thought on this.
Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
And blessed is the eunuch which with his hands hath wrought no iniquity.
Come on.
Nor imagined wicked things against God.
So that's going into masturbation and watching porn. Come on.
For unto him shall be given the special gift of faith.
Right. So that's him or her. Come on.
And an inheritance in the temple of the Lord more acceptable to his mind.
Right. So so go pull that thing back up with that article on there about that. So we're going to show you how contrary this is to the scripture. So their creation is all of masturbation. But what does the Bible got to say about that? So let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 7. So we're going to start at verse 1 and we're going to read on down.
1 Corinthians 7 verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Come on.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication.
It says what?
To avoid fornication.
Uh-huh.
Let every man have his own wife.
No, his own hands.
Let every man have his own wife.
Uh-huh.
And every woman have her own husband.
There you go. That's crystal clear. To avoid fornication. Anytime you reading about when you're dealing with a man and a woman, that's the only time in the Bible where it talks about sex, the lawful right way. All that self-soothing and self, that's not of the Lord. Come on.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
You see that says, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence. Nowhere near in the scripture you're going to find you justified watching porn or masturbating. It's not in there. Come on.
And likewise also the wife unto the husband.
Uh-huh.
The wife hath not power of her own body.
It says what?
The wife hath not power of her own body.
The wife doesn't have power of her own body. I mean, she has to give it up to her husband. Come on.
But the husband.
Uh-huh.
And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body,
Uh-huh.
but the wife.
You see that? Come on.
Defraud ye not one the other,
Uh-huh.
except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again.
And do what?
And come together again.
Right. So it says only time that you defrauded is when you are fasting and praying. Come on.
That Satan tempt you not for your incontinency.
Read.
But I speak this by permission and not of commandment.
Come on.
For I would that all men were even as I myself. But every man hath his proper gift of God.
We read that in Matthew 19 and 12. That brother that's a eunuch for the kingdom of heaven's sake. Same thing we read in Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 14. Come on.
One after this manner and another after that.
Right, because that's a special gift. Not everybody's able to do that. That's why go back to verse 1.
1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 ver 7 verse 1. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Read.
Nevertheless.
Says what?
Nevertheless.
Nevertheless, because this is a specific gift of a brother can contain. This is the option for the brother.
To avoid fornication.
So to avoid fornication, meaning it starts spiritually in your mind. Come on.
Let every man have his own wife.
Uh-huh.
And let every woman have her own husband.
So just when you read that right there in Corinthians, that right, how we avoid fornication is we got to get married and do it the right way. So the masturbating and all that, that's way out of order according to the scripture. So let's go back. Let's pull up the article back up and go to fact number 5. Hold on, no, we got fact. No, was that number? Yeah, go to fact number 5 now. That you didn't learn in school, but you do learn it here in society. Look at that.
Fact number 5. The Egyptians liked porn.
They said what?
The Egyptians liked porn.
So it's pornography. A lot of people didn't know that. Like that's when you. That's why when you read the scriptures, Bishop bring it out. Go to Psalms real quick, man. Go to Psalm 64. I think is what I want.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ blessed, Deacon Abiel here. We are here in Kumasi, Ghana, and I am completely blown away. As you can see behind me, we have the new school that's in construction. It's being built from the ground up. Everybody's putting their brick in, y'all. It's your turn.
Donate, donate, donate. As you can see where your money go. We're not pocketing your money. We're not driving expensive cars. We are doing the work Most High God put in our heart to do, just like in the book of Nehemiah.
You guys out there in all the countries watching, you've been the key to this taking place. Without your donations and your help, we wouldn't be where we're at now. You understand? The Lord says, as you know in Ezekiel, build sanctuaries. This is the first of many, Lord's will, that we're building.
Put your brick in. We need your donations. We need your help. As you all see, this right here is fulfillment of prophecy. The scripture says that this gospel of the kingdom is going to be preached unto the whole world as a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. What you see right here is fulfillment of prophecy. Put your brick in, twiddle your thumbs. Those of you all that's not here, ain't boots on the ground, you have a way to help.
Yes. 64, 5, and 6.
Psalm 64 verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
So this is Esau. He encourages himself in the evil matter. Come on.
They commune of laying snares privily.
Right. Porn is a snare for our people. Now it's just out in the open. And you know, we're gonna touch on it. It was actually classified, it still is in the DSM, the Data and Statistic Manual under voyeurism. Pull that up. Just type in what is voyeurism so we can see what's going on here. The double talk is crazy because this man tell you that on one hand it's a mental illness, but they got people doing it. So do we got yeah, scroll on down. Let's see. Blow that up right there. Blow that up. Yeah, oh no, go back underneath the picture, right there. Can you see that, soldier?
According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition, voyeuristic disorder may be diagnosed if an individual continuously experiences strong sexual arousal from observing an unsuspecting person who is either naked, undressing, or engaging in sexual activity.
I mean, that sound like porno to me. I mean, go back to that article, the Egyptian.
Yeah, to the 5. Yeah, read
Number
that.
5, the Egyptians liked porn.
Okay, so pull that down. Now read this. Go to Psalm 64, 5, and 6.
Psalm 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Come on.
They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?
Who gonna see these traps? People didn't even know one of the traps that was an old ancient Egyptian trap. They had the porn on there. Come on.
They search out iniquities.
This man does what?
They search out iniquities.
That was a read on.
They accomplish a diligent search.
That's a diligent search. You go down there breaking in the caves and the tombs, and only this man will find the porno magazines down there. Unbelievable.
Hey, what's crazy is this solidifies the scriptures, man.
Right.
You go, can I get a scripture quick?
Yeah, hold on. Let me
right,
finish that out.
Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Right, so they out there doing the excavation digs and all that. Guy digs up ancient Egyptian porn. Go ahead, officer.
Get Revelation 11 and 8. Because this just solidifies America, Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Like Officer Matt just said. They went into a sepulcher, they went into the tomb and dug it up and found out that the Egyptians loved porn. That's crazy. Go ahead.
Revelation 11 verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Now we know that the dead bodies is what? Is who? It's us, right? It's Israel, right? And the great city is where? It's Babylon, right? Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Sodom and what?
And Egypt.
What we just read about, what we just found out about Egypt is that they was in the porn too, right? Isn't America one of the top producers of porn? They spread it across the world. This is the great city that is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. That's all I want from that.
Yeah, I mean this is why I talked about the devil that deceived the whole world. So, you know, what did we leave off at? We left off at the article. I'm gonna pull up some more on this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna see something real quick because yeah, we got that, but it was some other stuff. I'm trying to find about this particular God. Pull up the one. You got it? Yeah, let's see. See what we got. See what we got here. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Well, it might be back under the. Let me see. I'm gonna show you something else that was going on in ancient Egypt. Yeah, that one right there. That's your Viagra. That's right there. Read that.
Number 2. Another god was known for his permanently erect phallus.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's all these things, but those are the things that our people worship. I got another article I wanna. Let me see. I think it may have been from the first one. Y'all gonna see some stuff here. I'm gonna show you in the scriptures. Oh, go back to that first article you pulled up that I said was wrong one. The 8 facts.
8 facts, yeah.
I'm gonna show you something, and the thing is that was going on there because our people always follow the leaders or the other nations. So pull that first one. It should be historyofyesterday.com, and you're just gonna go all the way down to 7. And I'm gonna show y'all something heavy about what's going on today. So we still dealing with this topic right here. So read that, then we're gonna read some of the article.
Number 7. Masturbation was considered a divine act.
Hey, I just want y'all to get this clear. We're not just talking to men too, because women masturbate too. All right? So this goes for brothers and sisters. See, I just hold that.
Read that.
According to Egyptian mythology, the first Egyptian god Atun created the universe by masturbating. As a result, masturbation was seen as a life-giving process. The Egyptian pharaohs ceremonially masturbated in the Nile River in front of the crowds to ensure prosperity. Afterward, other men would follow the pharaoh and also ejaculate into the Nile.
But it says, as a result, was seen as a life-giving process. The Egyptian pharaoh ceremonially masturbated in the Nile in front of the crowds. We just read that what the white man knows is a clinical diagnosis of mental illness, watching somebody engaged in the sexual act. And then you got dudes also, I guess, getting aroused and go follow suit. Our folks was doing the same thing. That's the whole thing about the porn. That goes to that spiritual fornication. The pharaohs is worshipped as gods. That's the spiritual fornication, which leads to that manner of lewdness. So I just sent the article over about that. About the masturbation. This is why I'm covering it, because this is what's being taught now. Watch this.
The New York Post. Dalton parents enraged over masturbation videos for first graders.
That's where it's going. They accomplished a diligent search. They said, the pharaohs did this. So now they teach it in the schools. Why you think you got like Little Nas X on the Sesame Street? This dude was a guy pregnant on an album cover.
Twerking on the devil. Or the
Yeah.
so-called devil.
So when your children look him up, what video is going to come? Him dancing on the devil. This is what's going on here, folks. Read that.
Last fall, parents at the Posh
Go back up to the beginning. Go back up. Let's get the data. This ain't something from no, right there. Read that.
May 29th, 2021.
Right. So it's already in play, folks. Now roll on down.
Last fall, parents at the Posh $55,000 per year Dalton School got wind of their first graders being taught sex education lessons that included masturbation.
That is crazy. Now click on a video and let's just get the imagery of who's teaching the masturbation or who's talking about it. Now refresh that jump. Refresh it. That video definitely coming up. All right, Slim.
That's who's teaching.
That's some serious witchcraft right there. They got a spider teaching the class.
You saw the way that man was moving his teeth.
I'm pretty sure it should pop up, man. There we go, right. Hold on, pause it. So, what?
Let's go, IT.
Yeah, this thing. All right. Can we unmute it?
In the air.
Go
That's
back,
called
go
an
back, because he
erection.
said, go back. Listen to this.
Hey, how come my penis gets big sometimes and points up in the air?
That's called an erection.
This is being taught to first graders?
New York, of course.
Oh, my God.
Is he New York or California? Look at that. The black woman. Straight out of
Sometimes
Egypt.
I touch my penis because it feels good.
Sometimes, when I'm in my bath or when Mom puts me to bed, I like to touch my vulva too.
See?
You have a
Told you.
clitoris
Vulva.
there, Kayla, that probably
vulva.
feels good to
First
touch
graders.
the same way Keith's penis feels good when he touches it.
And they got little pictures of it. This dude that came up with it. That Moab. Dog.
Like I said, man.
America. This is America.
That right there. And it's no different. As the pharaohs did it, they was black. People follow suit. That they got Little Nas X. They always put that level of wickedness and foist it on our people, or use our people as the spokesmen or women for that agenda. So go back to that article about the 8 surprising facts. Y'all had it up. You know, we jumped straight down to verse 7, but go back up to verse 1. Go back down at the bottom, right there, underneath, jacking off, down. Fact number 8. No, go down. What's going on with the screen, man? Look at that right there.
Number 8. Women in ancient Egypt were equal to men.
We just read that in Genesis. That the seducing spirit was the temptation was for the woman to be on the same level as the man. Because Adam was already a god. That's why the Most High bought everything to Adam for Adam to name, including his wife. God didn't say, you know what, I'm going to put the name on her. He said, no, you name her. God always keep his role in his order. So Adam was already a god. The woman wanted to be on par, and that's what was going on in Egypt. Jump up to verse 1. Fact number 1. So what we put out earlier, it says virginity was not important. We know that's not important in America because they're teaching your kids about sex in these schools. We just seen a video on that. The little boy is talking about why is his penis pointing in the air, and the little girl knows the word vulva and clit. That's the level of evils that's going on here.
What age is kids at first grade?
5, 6.
Dog. Y'all see how early
That stuff
America's
right there,
doing
man. That just get me hot. I'ma just tell you straight, Slim. Let's get Leviticus 19:29 on this, and then Deuteronomy 23:17. That's some mega evil right there.
Leviticus 19, verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter, to cause her to be a whore.
You see that? It says, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. That includes having your children up in these damn public and private schools now. Come on.
Lest the land fall to whoredom.
It says what?
Lest the land fall to whoredom.
It says, lest the land falls to whoredom. Our land has fallen to much whoredom when you look in our community. You got baby mamas. You got all manners of foolishness out there now within our community.
And the land become full of wickedness.
And the land become full of wickedness. So is that not the case in our communities today? Right, that's a fact. So watch this. Go to Deuteronomy 23:17.
Deuteronomy 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
Read that again.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
So it says there shall be no whores of the daughters of Israel. So we can't put our children in a position, especially our daughters, where they're being hit with the power of suggestion to be prostitutes and harlots and whores, like you were bringing out earlier about the modern rappers that you have out here today. Let me see if I can send this now.
I'll tell you straight, if you think that your daughter is in a public school and she's not being peer pressured or she's not getting persuaded to twerk and to set up eyelashes and all this extra stuff, you're fooling yourself.
Right.
You're fooling yourself. That is exactly what's going on in the schools. If you think that your son is in these public schools and they're not telling him that he's gay because he ain't around there chasing the girls, and they're not trying to persuade him to get into the draws, then you're fooling yourself.
Right.
That is what's happening in these public schools. As you see, lo and behold, at first grade, they're teaching them about masturbation.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is insane,
crazy.
man. Like, I mean, let's pull that article up I just posted at the bottom. So just keep it simple. It's up. So now let's roll on down. I'm going to go about, it should be something about incest. It says, is it true that ancient Egyptians practiced incest? All right, so roll on down. Look at all that.
Is it true that ancient Egyptians practiced incest? Well, yes, certainly in the royal family.
If the royal family did it, guess what the everyday layman did? The average person did it. That's just what it is. Celebrities. Your royal family was the same thing as today. The royal families today, your celebrities and all that. People follow suit. And we're going to show you that. Read on.
Ancient Egyptians didn't have the same taboos we do.
Mm-hmm.
And as smart as they were about architecture and so many other things, they obviously didn't realize the dangers of depleting the gene pool by having kids with close relatives.
Right, but the reason why they didn't understand the dangers because the minds was already corrupted from the beginning with that spiritual fornication leads to all manners of evils. When your president is ejaculating in the river, you understand what I'm saying? How base that madness is? Go to Exodus, because we got an example of incest in the scriptures. Let's go to Exodus 6:20.
Exodus chapter 6, verse 20. And Aram took Jochebed, his father's sister, to wife. And she bare him Aaron and Moses.
What?
And she bare him Moses, Aaron, and Moses.
Read it again from the top.
And Aram took him Jochebed, his father's sister, to wife.
You see that? It says his father's sister to wife. Come on.
And she bare him Aaron and Moses.
So Aaron and Moses was a result of incest. Read Leviticus 18 and 12.
Leviticus 18, verse 12. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman.
Read verse 1 and down to 3.
Leviticus 18, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
Come on.
And say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
So what?
Shall ye not do.
Uh-huh.
And after the doings of land of Canaan, whether I bring you, shall ye not do.
Now jump back over to verse 12 again.
Verse 12. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman.
So you see, these are the things that we learned in ancient Egypt. Pull the article back up. Now roll up, it should say, what about homosexuality? You know, you don't never hear the Kemet people talking about this. You know, where the back to Africa boys at when it come time to this? They always just African up to a certain point. They don't never go full African. So read that. This full African right here is incest and homosexuality. Read that.
What about homosexuality? The signs point to ancient Egyptians being okay with the gays. One case in point, there's a 5th dynasty tomb at Saqqara that was jointly used for 2 women in the manner.
Nope, they ain't say 2 women.
That was jointly used for 2 men in the manner of a husband and wife. Though both were married with children, the men were depicted in a nose-to-nose embrace on one wall carving, a pose typically used for spouses. Were these men lovers? Muritz asked.
Yeah, they were. The man Esau did a diligent search, man. And the scriptures is going to tell you. Go to Leviticus 18 and read verse 22.
Leviticus 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
Hold on, read that again.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
Right, so that was one of the things that we learned in ancient Egypt was homosexuality. You know, that was taught in the culture. And that's why read Leviticus 18 and 3 again.
Leviticus 18, verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of land of Canaan, whether I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Right, and don't walk in the ordinances. So click on this article, click on that Wikipedia link.
And they try to be crafty with it. They say depictions of possible homosexuality. No, this is gay. This is gay what they did.
Homosexuality in ancient Egypt.
Scroll down till you see the Horus and Seth, John, because these are 2 of their famous Egyptian gods that they worship.
Horus and Seth. A further famous story about same-sex intercourse can be found in the Kayun Parai, dating back to the Middle Kingdom. It contains the nearly completely preserved story of the Osiris myth and the legendary fight for the throne of Egypt between Horus and Seth. The chapter in question reports that Seth was unutterably jealous about his young nephew Horus because Horus was very young and popular. He was quite pampered by the other gods. Seth instead had very few companions, and he was comparatively unpopular because of his choleric and vindictive behavior. As a result, Seth tried to either chase away or even kill Horus, no matter what the cost. When Seth constantly fails, he plans to humiliate his rival so badly that Horus would be banned from Egypt forever. Seth invites Horus to a party and convinces the teenage Horus to drink more than Horus could normally cope with. When Horus is drunk, Seth seduces him to sleep over the night in one bed together. While lying together in one bed, Seth grabs Horus and rapes him. But Horus has tricked Seth. His drunkenness was staged. He catches Seth's semen with his hands and hides it. The next morning, Horus runs.
Hey, that's enough, man.
That's good, bro. This is
They
the
was out
story
there-
of
that's
ancient
the-
Egypt.
They was fighting. They was sword fighting.
Yeah. Hey, dog. Yeah, the Egyptology community, the Kemet brothers, they won't tell you that story.
Nah, they don't. Like I said, they never go full African. It's always part-time African brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? They'll never
He
go all the way out
strategically
there.
caught a man's semen in his hand.
How was that even possible? Did they have baseball gloves back then? No, baseball gloves.
He says, "Tricks on you. I'm not drunk or asleep."
I'm just really gay.
That joint
That-
crazy.
Come on, man. You know, but let's flip over though. But we got some of that real suspect stuff in our ears. Let's go to 2 Kings, man.
Yeah.
2 Kings, 23:7. These are the things we do. We want to follow after the other nations. The Lord told us not to follow after these other nations. This John right. Come on, man.
2 Kings 23, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And he break down the houses of the Sodomites
So this is King Hezekiah.
that were by the house of the Lord, where the women wove hangings for the grove.
Right. So you had that. I forget that goddess name there. I'll look it up, but that was a particular goddess that the women was worshiping. That was some feminist stuff when you really read about this goddess. But read it from the top again.
2 Kings 23, verse 7. And he break down the houses of
The houses.
of the Sodomites
So those was gay whorehouses, man. That was where?
that were by the house of the Lord, where the women wove hangings for the grove.
You see that? Those are the things that we were doing following after the other nations. Where now you had gay houses next to the house of the Lord.
Yeah. So at one point in time in our kingdom, in the southern kingdom, they was having Bama's had sodomite houses. That means there was a whole bunch of homosexuals running around in the kingdom of Israel.
Temple was surrounded by San Fran. No, Atlanta. That'd be Atlanta.
Together, combined.
Let's go to Proverbs 3:31, man, because the Lord laid it out crystal clear for us, man. The Lord laid it out crystal clear.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31.
Uh-huh.
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
So we can't choose the ways of our oppressors. That's when we're reading here about ancient Egypt and the things that we did. We went off on these foolish things. Let's go back to Numbers. We still stand back in the beginning. You know, so after we pull up out of Egypt, read 25. Numbers 25. We're going to read 1 down to 6.
Numbers 25, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people begun to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
So they began to commit whoredom with some Moabites. Like, Moab, I can't get that one, but let's just keep reading.
And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods.
You see that? That physical fornication, whoredom, goes hand in hand with the spiritual fornication, whoredom.
Right, so they was doing both parts of the fornication.
Right.
Spiritual and physical.
Right, because you might have to bow down to the Buddha to get the draws. That's what may have been going on there. Come on.
And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods.
Damn, they ate their foods, all that. Ate it all up. We read about eating back in Genesis. Come on.
And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel.
You see that? And that thing pissed the Lord off. But you got to see how when it talks about and the people did eat and bow down to their gods. That's what we was reading in Genesis chapter 1, man. Digesting that philosophy or that doctrine. Read verse 2 again.
Verse 2. And they called the people unto the sacrifice of their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods.
That's what Eve did. And that corruption was sown. That spiritual fornication spirit went out. And our people still following suit. Come on.
And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel.
Let's see how angry the Lord was.
And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people.
He said, what?
take all the heads of the people.
And so you want to bow down and follow some Moabite women. The Lord said, I'm going to take that head. Come on.
And hang them up before the Lord against the sun.
And we're going to put them on spikes and have them facing the east. Now, you know we got to face the east. That's the wrong way to face the east right there. I'm going to tell you straight. With your head on a damn spike. Come on.
That the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel.
Right, and you know why the Lord had to do that. That had to be that public display. Because if it wasn't something drastic and over the top, that's why the Lord did it. Because we only learn when we see somebody got to get jacked up drastically for black people to learn. Like they make a mockery out of the joint and don't be a menace. With a brother smoking on the weed, going to convulsions, you would think, like, damn, you know what? I'm not going to touch that. The brother say, yo, pass that.
Not Jake.
That's how people.
We look at destruction and welcome it.
Brother foaming at the mouth. That's the mindset of our people. That's why the Lord just had to go over the top with the judgments. Come on.
Verse 5. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one of his men that were joined unto Baal Peor.
Right. So you got people that got put to death. So here go a brother that's so carried away in spiritual fornication. Read about this brother.
And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who are weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
So this dude walking past, people's heads on the spike, blood and guts everywhere, people crying, and this dude is walking through the camp with a damn heathen.
He said, yo, pass me that.
This
what
brother,
he said.
yeah.
He said, pass that.
Come on.
And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from amongst the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly.
Damn.
So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel.
Right. So the Lord had to move like that. This brother just walked through all that, this total disrespect and just no fear or care about what took place. This brother was so far gone in spiritual fornication that he just ran out of his wits to go lay with this woman. So let's go to Tobit chapter 4. We're going to read 12 and 13.
Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Beware of all whoredom.
It said what?
Beware of all whoredom.
Come on.
My son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
You see that? It says the whoredom is sleeping outside of your race as well. Come on.
And take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe.
Right, so you in the midst of whoredom where you take a wife of another nation. That's what the scriptures say. Come on.
For we are the children of the prophets.
He said what?
For we are the children of the prophets.
We a separate group of people. Come on.
Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred.
They all dealt with their own people. Come on.
And were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land.
Come on.
Now, therefore, my son, love thy brethren.
It says, love thy brother. The brother that we just read about in Numbers 25 didn't love his brother or his sisters. Come on.
And despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people,
About doing what?
and not taking a wife of them.
So you come through the camp with a Midianitish woman, you hate your people. That's why the judgment was instant. Come on.
For in pride is destruction.
You see that? Because that's a prideful thing. But that pride comes what? From that spiritual fornication. Because you resisting the one true God and your pride to follow your own wicked imagination. Come on.
In much trouble. And in lewdness is decay.
It says lewdness is decay.
And great want.
And great lack. Meaning you going after this woman or this other nation in the midst of idolatry and fornication is going to lead to lewdness and decay. What? A decay of your spirit, your morals, and your values. Come on.
For lewdness is the mother of famine.
Right, and lewdness is the mother of famine, spiritual famine. You want to say something, officer?
I mean, it's crazy because when you read Numbers, you see how important or how serious the Most High carries this. Read Numbers 24 and 6 again, 24 and 5 again. Yeah, 25 and 5, my bad.
Numbers 25, verse 5. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his man.
Slay ye every one his man. So you got to imagine this. Say, Soldier Adam, you in here, you doing it, right? Soldier Chewy's next to you. You the one fornicating. Chewy got to kill you. Most High said kill him. I don't care how long y'all been together, known each other, whatever. The Most High don't care about none of that. If you go against his laws, it equals death. Point blank, period. That's what brothers got to get in their mind. You thinking that it's okay to do these things just because your judgment ain't expedient today. Because he ain't got Moses down here saying, hey, you know what, cut their heads off. We ain't allowed to do that right now. But it's coming. Y'all better get yourselves together.
Right. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7. We're going to read 1 all the way down to 6. That's why the Lord is dealing like that. Watch this.
Deuteronomy 7, verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them.
Hold on. What the Lord say?
Thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them.
That's what the Lord said, because that had to be done because we would go right after them. Come on.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Read on.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Because they in the midst of physical fornication. In this case, it's going to lead to what? Spiritual fornication. Come on.
That they may serve other gods.
That they going to do what?
Serve other gods.
So you marry a woman outside of your nation, you will serve another god. That's what the scriptures say. They got young Jeezy out here now. This dude observing Moabite holidays and New Year's and all that. The snowman. Come on.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
And do what?
Destroy thee suddenly.
We are completely destroyed people because all the levels of whoredoms that we committed, spiritually and physically. Come on.
But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images.
Right. We're not supposed to bow down. The Lord said you got to destroy and tear that mess down. Come on.
And cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire.
Come on.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
The reason why we got to do that because we are a separate people. We can't commingle in their levels of foolishness, man. The Lord is dealing with us, man. You out here worshiping the rock, and the God that created all things is dealing with you exclusively. That don't make no damn sense. Come on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So when you bowing down, it's you going backwards, man. You serving their gods, which means you a servant to them. That's why they sent in their women. That's the whole thing about Numbers 25 with the council with Balaam and Balak. So let's jump up to the Greeks. We're gonna jump up to the Greeks. Now it's gonna get a little wild here, folks. So just make sure y'all stay in the spirit. So we ain't go too hard. You just look up the Greek. You look up the Greeks. They was just on a whole nother level of lewdness, man. The article should be "Truth About Sex in Ancient Greece."
So y'all know Esau. Y'all know how
He
Esau
just take
roll.
it to a whole nother level for the biggest devil.
Ham went a certain way, which is your Egyptians, and then Esau just goes, you know, hey, I got y'all beat.
Because when you read about writings of Herodotus, a lot of things that was in ancient Greece they took from Rome. I mean from Egypt. Yep, a lot of things.
That's how it transpired over here into America.
Yeah.
Because America stole a lot of things from Greece, Rome, Egypt. It all stemmed. They took it from Egypt, Greece, Rome, America. They had the Greco-Roman Empire, all that stuff. It all transferred over here into Babylon.
And Esau did like he trying to do with them viruses. He took it and what they call that junk that they doing with the viruses. They making them more contagious and deadly.
Like enhancing them, I guess.
Yeah, what they call it? Yeah, gain of function. That's what he doing now. He said, damn, they had porn in ancient Egypt. Yeah, we're going to put that out there today. Boom, videos, DVDs. You get it on your phone now. That's gain of function.
Not only that, on the porn, they got all the categories. They got any kind of porn that you can imagine. And they let your imagination run wild.
Bam. What else they got? What else this place do? That's wicked as hell.
The sodomites, the LGBT.
Yeah, definitely gain the function on that one.
I mean, they pushing it into schools. They had the sodomites come read to school children in libraries and stuff like that.
Trannies twerking in front of little kids. I'm going to pull that article up, too, because people are like, you know what, Officer Matt be just making up some stuff. Oh, no, I ain't making that up, but pull that article back up.
I seen a video where there was this girl, I guess it was a tranny, was like, should I tell him I'm a tranny? Like, what? Dang, you out here.
Slim.
It's out there. That's why this truth and y'all keeping these laws is the safest thing for y'all brothers.
Pull that disclaimer up, man.
I'm telling y'all straight. Y'all better keep these laws because y'all be out that joint. Whew. All right.
Yeah, you out there banging dudes. Then you get fried.
Next thing you know, you want to kill them, commit murder. Now you in jail for the rest of your life, all because you ain't want to keep the laws.
He done already killed it.
Yeah.
But let's see. Scroll on down. I think this might be what I want. We just gonna get straight. There you go, right there. Let's read the article title. We're gonna roll on down to that.
The truth about sex in ancient Greece.
Now just roll on down.
Greek men were all bisexual.
Damn. Gay. But it ain't just bisexual, folks. It's gonna tie into what we just poured out earlier with y'all school systems. Read that. Don't.
It was certainly the norm in ancient Greece.
It was what?
It was the norm.
It was what?
The norm.
It was common occurrence
in ancient Greece for a man to find both sexes attractive. But the private lives of men in classical Athens, the city we know most about, were very different from anything that a, quote, bisexual man might experience today. Relationships between men of the same age were not at all common. Rather, the standard same-sex relationship would involve an adolescent boy and an older man.
Damn.
Men also use female prostitutes regularly. Sex could be bought cheaply in a city that was home to countless brothels, streetwalkers, and female entertainers.
Right, now they just call rappers today. Female rappers.
As for marital
vice presidents.
As for marital relations, men seldom married before the age of 30. Apart from the wedding night, it was common for married couples to sleep apart. These different sexual relationships were captured in classical vase paintings in strikingly different ways. For same-sex relationships, the focus is typically on the courtship. For prostitution, it's on the sexual act. For marriage, it's on the moment when the groom leads his new wife home.
But that's what was going on there. That the lewdness of the Greeks. So let's go to First Maccabees. You already know. That right there just ushered in all manners. This man and took it. The scripture's going to say the scripture's going to tell you this man gain a function evil. Let's go ahead and read that. We're going to read 1 all the way down to 15. We're going to stop and hit some other points in there, but that's the general read right now.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
So this man conquered the dark nation. This is Alexander the Greek. Come on.
And made many wars and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him. And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should die.
Okay, come on.
Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years, and then died. And his servants bare rule every one in his place.
Come on.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
So this is the account. So when he died, his 4 generals took over the kingdom. That was your Cassander, Lysimachus, Ptolemy, and Seleucus. So they all put crowns, and those are his 4 friends coming up. They came up together. So he put the crown on them, but come on.
So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Hold up, what happened?
Evils were multiplied in the earth.
That's gain of function. We already read it was hella evils going on from the Egyptians. You know, I didn't even get into the Persians. The Persians had a whole lot of gay stuff going on. They're straight up. All that foolishness going on. But I wanted to get to the good old Greeks that said evils multiplied in the earth. Come on.
Syrians had it too.
Yeah, all of them had it.
And there came out of them a wicked root.
It said there came out of them a wicked root. Come on.
Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
So you know this dude had to be super evil. When it said evils multiplied in the earth, then it said after that there came out a wicked root. This dude had to be totally off the charts. Come on.
Verse 11. In those days.
Oh, here we go. In those days.
Went there out of Israel.
Where?
Out of Israel.
Damn.
Wicked men.
Hold up. It went out of Israel what?
Wicked men. Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. And
hold up, it said, let us make a covenant with the heathen, with the men. Go pull that article back up. So these was the men that they was running to make a covenant with. We're going to pull it up. We just got to shoot straight. Roll back on up. Roll back on up. Just no, I don't want that. You know what I want right there. That's who they was making covenants with right there. So you run out, you follow many. Read that right there.
Greek men were all bisexual.
Now read verse 11.
Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many.
Persuaded many to be down with the Greeks. That had included being a homo. Come on.
Saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Damn, it was brothers chomping at the bit to be bisexuals, man. I mean, that's what it. Pull it back up again, because when you making a covenant with this, pull it back up. So it says if the Greeks were all bisexual and you going to make a covenant with them, in order to make a covenant, you got to be in agreements with the terms and conditions. That's crystal clear what was going on. Read verse 11 again.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many.
Who persuaded what?
Many.
That's why the scriptures, matter of fact, let's get that in Isaiah. Yeah, we getting that in Isaiah 1 and 9. As you know, we sleeping on the power of that seducing spirit and the levels of evils, especially in these days. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 9. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant,
Uh-huh.
we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Read that again.
Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant,
Uh-huh.
we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Come on.
Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom.
You see what they're saying about the rulers of our people? It said, you rulers of Sodom, man.
Give ear unto the law of our God,
Uh-huh.
ye people of Gomorrah.
Now go back to that in First Maccabees, because we read about that like, man, ain't no damn way that'd have been me. The Bible says many.
First Maccabees 1 verse 11.
Uh-huh.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many
To be down with the LGBTQ agenda. That's what was going on.
saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Damn. I don't even want to go there. That right there is just vicious. Read verse 12.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward therein, that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Pull up one of the ordinances of the heathen again. We got to make this crystal clear. These brothers had literally carrying a license to be gay. That was part of the covenant. Y'all moving slow on the draw over there. Get it back up, man. That thing shouldn't even move nowhere. Read that, then read verse 13.
Greek men were all bisexual.
Read verse 13.
Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward herein,
They were so pressed to be down with the bisexuals.
that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Read verse 10 and see who this king is. Because we'll read down a couple verses and totally forget the thought. This who they ran to. Read verse 10.
Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
Read verse 9, because we got to just contextualize this, the evils that was going on. 9 and 10.
Verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them.
Their descendants, come on.
After many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
And so the evils was multiplied in the earth already. So we was already underneath the Greeks in much evil. Come on.
And there came out of them a wicked root. Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome.
Now jump down to verse 13. So this who our people ran to, this dude was more wicked than the multiplication of the evils that was already in existence. This dude then went and put a whole nother twist on it. Come on.
Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward herein.
Their minds were so perverted in spiritual fornication and also steeped in homosexuality. Come on.
That they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
It says according to the customs of the heathen. So you're looking at the customs. Let's look up ancient Greek. I didn't type that in. I forgot to send that over. Gymnasiums. So this, like, we got to really slow down because we read through this stuff and we have no idea of the history and the culture that the Greeks was rolling in. So we just read Maccabees like, damn, they must have been doing some other stuff. Nah, that's what was going on. That was the flavor of the day back then, just like it's going on now today. Yeah, we about to get this up. Yeah, you got a good one to send over? Because I forgot to look this up. This thing was, yeah, there we go. Just hit the Wikipedia. Just listen to the foolishness of this madness here. No, y'all got it? Should be under Wikipedia. I can send it over to y'all if y'all. So, sorry about that, but we want to make sure that we cover everything. We don't leave no stone unturned, because this is what you got to, that's why the scripture say the things written aforetime is written for our learning. That same spirit is back in the earth today. Now they got Lil Nas X. Who else out there that's gay that they pushing? Somebody else. I seen Kid Cudi with a damn dress on, man. This dude, man, like, what the hell is going on with the brothers? That's the brothers right there that said, man, ever since we left, we had much sorrow. So he like, man, I can't, I got to put the dress on.
What's crazy is you got the basketball stars wearing them feminine ass Jones.
Bruh.
And Bama's is watching the game like, yeah, man, that man put up 30 points, 14 blocks. I'm like, young, that man had a dress on. They like this. So he played good.
And that big sweater.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just unbelievable the stuff that brothers is going for these days. Unbelievable.
What's
bro.
crazy is, like I said, Isaiah 1:9 is so, it said, except the Lord of hosts that a very small remnant, we'd all be like Sodom. And that's proof today because brothers is accepting to it.
Right.
They're like, yeah, that's cool. As long as they don't come near me. But it's coming to you and you're accepting it. If you accept homosexuality, you have homosexual tendencies.
Hey, let's go ahead and break this down right here for him, man. Let's get this, the place of exercise.
Wikipedia. The gymnasium in ancient Greece functioned as a training facility for competitors in public games. It was also a place for socializing and engaging in intellectual pursuits.
Intellectual pursuits. Okay, come on.
The name comes from the ancient Greek term gymnos, meaning naked. Only adult male citizens were allowed to use the gymnasia.
So
they only let the men in there.
What the hell are you? What is intellectual pursuits and people sitting there butt naked?
Athletes competed nude, a practice which was said to encourage aesthetic appreciation of the male body.
That's called homosexuality. So if it's all dudes in there, who you want to appreciate your body?
Gymnasia in Palastre. Athletes competed nude, a practice which was said to encourage aesthetic appreciation of the male body and to be a tribute to the gods.
You see that? That's the spiritual fornication right there. So brothers
Idolatry.
bowing down to that. Now you up in the gym butt naked, sweaty, and all this other stuff. Come on.
Gymnasia in Palastre, wrestling schools, were held under the protection and patronage of Hercules, Hermes, and in Athens, Theseus.
That right there.
Theseus.
So, I mean, wrestling another dude naked, I mean, you know.
What can you say?
That ain't even nothing to say
That
on
Jones
that
gay.
one. Hey, read verse 14 again.
1 Maccabees 1, verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves...
Hold on, that was according to the custom of the heathen. Jump over to 2 Maccabees 4 and 9.
2 Maccabees 4, verse 9.
Read from 7 to 9. 7 to 9.
2 Maccabees 4, verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes...
Right. That's that same Epiphanes that we're reading about in 1 Maccabees chapter 1. He came through the Seleucid line, the empire. That's who he came through. That was the Syrian kings. Come on.
Took the kingdom. Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest.
So this is the man that was so earnest to make the covenant with the heathen. Come on.
Promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents. Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more if he might have license to set him up a place of exercise.
Damn.
For the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen.
What was the fashions of the heathen, man? Y'all about to see a video. This is a college professor. She gonna be going over some historical accounts, man. This was being taught, man. Come on.
And to write them of Jerusalem by the name Antiochus.
Damn. He done renamed them. That's what was going on there.
Y'all notice it said training up of the youth.
That's your Lord Nas X's and all that. The same thing today. That's all I be telling y'all. Y'all got to make sure y'all watch what's going on with your kids.
You need to be watching what your kids is watching on YouTube. Checking them, checking to see what's the history. Look at their history. What are they looking at? Because The algorithms on YouTube, they slide that stuff in there.
Yep.
They slide it in there easy. Your kid click on it, watch it for 5 minutes, and he's hooked. You better watch it.
Yeah, I mean this thing is they definitely coming after the youth. That's why go read that again in Isaiah chapter 1 and 9. Read that again, because that's what it's about. Because in order for us to be all like Sodom, somebody or something must be teaching the Sodom agenda.
Isaiah.
You understand? Like, you're not just getting it by osmosis. It's being taught somewhere.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Read on. That mean in that lifestyle and going to be destroyed in the end because of that wicked lifestyle. Come on.
Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom.
Right. So a lot of our people that are coming in are coming out of that lifestyle. Understand, we not bashing any of that because that's what's being taught. That's the flavor of the day. Understand that thing. And we reading the history of why they're doing it. The whole point that was to turn us away from our God and keep us in the sin. That's the whole point. And the easiest way to do that is through sex. Because it feels good. So that's an easy way, and especially when the culture teaches you, do what makes you feel good, YOLO, DOLO, solo, and all this other foolish nonsense. That's what's being taught out here. So I'm out to get mine. Finish it out.
Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our God, ye people of Gomorrah.
Right. So that's letting you know that's talking to us. Y'all got that video up right there? At the article, it should be an older Edomite woman. And we're going to play this. We're going to play this entire. Like, y'all need to have a keen ear when she talk about this particular Greek ruler.
Shalom Israel, this is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Hope we can get it up. This stuff right here, man, unbelievable. Yeah, it's the one with the black. I believe so. So play it might hit you with a damn commercial. You know how it go now.
Sex is one of the things that's always absolutely enticed us about the Roman Empire. And the Roman Empire's was always represented, the place where people did,
So this is a Cambridge professor, he's a liberal professor, man. These people are sick, man. Sick. And
just
people
look at
sending their kids off to college, and you got monsters like this teaching your kids, man. Play it.
frightful things, and where, in a sense, there were no sexual rules, anything went, everybody had a good time. And there are indeed wonderful stories about the excesses.
No, don't. I said pause it, not muted. She said we had a good time. She said anything went. Beast, straight, gay, pedophilia. It was just all open. That's where it's going, folks.
You got to listen to the words. She said a good time.
Right. And she said we, because she already know her history. But go back again. She said we. And you Negroes is following suit.
Indeed, wonderful stories about the excesses of Roman emperors and their wives. One of everybody's favourites is the story of the Roman Emperor Tiberius, who used to go off to his villa in Capri, where he had a great swimming pool, and he had specially trained little boys.
Pause it. You got to go back and hear her. This is a wonderful story. You wait till you hear the horrors of this story right here.
Thing went, everybody had a good time. And there are indeed wonderful stories about the excesses of Roman emperors and their wives. One of everybody's favourites is the story of the Roman Emperor Tiberius, who used to go off to his villa in Capri, where he had a great swimming pool, and he had specially trained little boys who swam underwater while the emperor was swimming and nibbled his genitals, and he called them his little minnows.
That's enough.
And young, I don't even know. Like, and look at her face. She's all like,
But she's teaching pedophilia. She's using little boys nibbling on a grown man's testicles, and she has the words wonderful, fantastic, and all that stuff in the same context. That right there is straight witchcraft, and just that's a certified demon right there, man.
those people are the people that's running America now.
And teaching your kids in these damn colleges. And your child come back all bugged out and calling himself a little minnow. That's what's going on there.
So your kid come back and call himself a little minnow. Y'all,
You already know where it's coming from. So you got your Olympic. Now you think they call it the Olympic swimming pools, man. They done already broke it down. Little boys in there swimming around, nibbling on some dude's genitals. Like, you can't even make that, like, that's what the scriptures say evil's more like. How do you make something up like that? It's people sick, man. That's why we got to know who the hell we dealing with. Let's go to 2 Maccabees chapter 6, man. We think it's a game out here, man. They hit you with all that seducing stuff. They got this innocent, old, frail lady on there talking like this, and she just got all types of warfare and witchcraft hitting you in your mind. You looking at it like, this some old, frail lady. Look like somebody's grandma, and this lady's a straight witch.
And y'all got to remember that all of this is under the presence of fornication and idolatry.
Right.
You understand? So, like, they're showing you through their idolatry, through the fornication, is how they're making y'all do these things. Not y'all, but, Israel.
Yeah, 2 Maccabees 6, 1 down to 5. I couldn't find. I pulled up the history of this, but I'll explain it. But I wish I had the damn article. I couldn't find it anymore. But read this.
2 Maccabees 6, verse 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of God.
You see that? Send an old brother to come down there, some old coon to try to convince you to turn away from the laws of God. We see that today. Come on.
And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympus.
Right, so this says pollute. When you read about the customs, what they did, these followers of Zeus and all this, it would be gay orgies and all types of stuff. That's what was going on in the temple. That's what they was doing. That's one of the pollutions going on. Swine's flesh, all types of foolishness, man. But you already read about, it says all of them people, their scholar said all the men and during the Greek men was bisexuals, man. Come on.
And that in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defender of strangers.
That's Zeus, or he'll be known as Xenos as well. Come on.
As they did desire that dwelt in the place.
Mm-hmm.
The coming in of this mischief.
The what?
The coming in of this mischief.
That's the mischief that it's talking about, what we read in the history books about the gay orgies and the bisexual men. Come on.
Was sore and grievous to the people.
Right. I mean, you got to think about, we wasn't rocking with nothing like that. You got grown men laying with one another, orgies, and all this manner of foolishness going on out in public in the temple at that. Are you just totally blown away by the levels of evil that you're witnessing? Come on.
For the temple was filled with riot and reveling.
It was filled with what?
Riot and reveling.
So if you got a bunch of Greek men up in there, and we read about how they get down, what you think was going on up in there? That's crystal clear. Come on.
By the Gentiles who dallied with harlots.
Mm-hmm. That was men and women. Prostitutes. Come on.
And had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places.
Mm-hmm.
And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful.
Mm-hmm.
The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbidded.
Right, they came in there and just desecrated everything, did all manners of evil up in there to what? To pollute us, to pollute the holy people. So let's go. We already played the video. That was the thing on in Rome. So let's go to Romans chapter 1. Let's go to Romans chapter 1. So I'm gonna do a part 2 on this, so because we're gonna bring it up to date. So you know.
Romans chapter 1, verse 27.
Uh-huh.
And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman.
Hold on, men doing what?
Leaving the natural use of the woman.
Right. We already read the history of that, even from back under the ancient Egyptians, but this is picking up on Rome. Rome adopted many of the customs of the Greeks. That's why it was called the Greco-Roman Empire. Come on.
Burned in their lust.
It did what?
Burned in their lust,
Uh-huh.
one towards another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves
Read verse 20. Start at verse 25.
Verse 25.
Yeah, start at verse 25.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
No, 24. No, 23.
Verse 23.
Uh-huh.
And changed the glory of the incorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible men, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
It said who did what?
Changed the truth of God into a lie.
So it says who changed the truth of God into a lie? Come on.
And worshipped and served the creature more than the creator.
It says worshipped and served the creature more than the creator. So you got to think, who was the creature during this time? Brothers, who was the creature at this time? Anybody? Who was the creature of Soldier Adam?
Everything written in Leviticus 18.
Nah. We in Romans, G. Let's keep it in the context. Read it again for him.
Verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator.
So who was the creature?
That would be Edomites and their customs.
Right. So it says worship and serve the creature more than the creator. Now we've seen some of the things that he did. If you worshiping this man, you must be doing what? Following after his customs. Spiritual fornication. Rendering your body over to fornication. Come on.
Who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections.
It says for this cause God did what?
Gave them up unto vile affections.
It says God gave them up to vile affections. Come on.
For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Right, because it was big lesbianism going on, bestiality and all that in them days. Come on.
And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman.
It says leaving the natural use of a woman is for a man and a woman to have sex. That's on a carnal level. That's a natural use of a woman. Come on.
Burned in their lust.
Did what?
Burned in their lust.
We read that in the Maccabees. Come on.
One toward another. Men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat.
Right. That goes into the judgment. You read Deuteronomy 20 and 61. All these plagues upon the earth that's not mentioned in the scriptures. Come on.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
Right, because our people knew who they were, but they wanted to cleave to the other nations. So they didn't want to retain God in their mind. That's why we went so hard after the Greeks. Come on.
God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
Right, you can't even do nothing with these people anymore. Minds is they all the way bugged out. You see that today when you got a brother lap dancing on the devil. Read 28 again.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
Because the brother said that he was raised up as a Christian.
God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
Like he's literally dancing on Satan. Come on.
To do those things which are not convenient.
It's not even nowhere. You got to go so out of your way to do that, man. It's not even a convenient thing to do. Come on.
Being filled with all unrighteousness.
It says being filled with all, meaning all manners of sin. is what that spirit is filled with. Come on.
Fornication.
What?
Fornication.
Huh?
Fornication.
Right off the bat, it say fornication. Come on.
Wickedness.
Uh-huh.
Covetousness.
Uh-huh.
Maliciousness.
Right, so you see that spiritual fornication is wickedness and it lead to covetousness. That where they say, man, I'm just doing it to get paid now. Now they worshiping the dollar. Come on.
Full of envy, murder, debate.
Right, you see them on Twitter going back and forth with people. Come on.
Deceit.
What?
Deceit.
Straight lying to themselves and their people.
Malignity.
Uh-huh.
Whisperers.
That's that silent noise in the background they call cancel culture. You know, Dave Chappelle said this, this, and this. Let's go ahead and get them banned off Netflix and all that. That's the whispering that's going on.
That deceit goes in like Jeezy. He don't teach his kid about shooting and selling drugs and all that stuff. He sent his kid to private school. He's deceitful as hell.
Right. Yeah, rapping about something they ain't even living their lyrics. Come on.
Backbiters. Haters of God.
What?
Haters of God.
Uh-huh.
Despiteful. Proud. Boasters.
Where they flaunt all that foolishness up in your face.
Inventors of evil things.
Inventors of evil things. I mean, it's just so many examples now. You can't throw a rock without hitting an evil example in these times amongst our people. Come on.
Disobedient to parents.
Right, because your parents ain't raised you to be doing nothing like that, especially when you proclaim to be brought up as a Christian. Come on.
Without understanding.
What?
Without understanding.
No understanding. Come on.
Covenant breakers. Without natural affection. Implacable.
Meaning can never be satisfied.
Unmerciful.
And they got unmerciful right behind it. I mean, you look at the gay agenda. Now it's just, it started out, man, just let me do my thing. And behind the scenes and all that. Then it went to out of the closet. Now it's in your damn closet now. That's where it's at. Right. You can never yield enough. You know, they getting brothers bending the knees for something they said 15, 20 years ago. That's what that's going into. Come on.
Who knowing the judgment of God.
They what?
Knowing the judgment of God.
That's why when you see when they pull up at camp, how evil they get, how that demon come out, because spiritually they know that they in all manners of evil, because they know they in a wrong lifestyle. That's why they get so hostile and violent. Come on.
That they which commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
Right, so if you were in agreements with the agenda, that's crystal clear. That go back to what we read in Isaiah 1 and 9. Understand that thing. That's why you see this man, he got us hypersexualized. Let's I gotta shut it down there, but we're gonna continue more on that. We're gonna roll into Corinthians and all that, and we're gonna bring it up to date, because for the sake of time, we gotta close it down. With that, we say shalom. Most High in Christ bless.
Shalom, fam.
We used to scream Black Power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.